Alright, welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to focus on installing that front bumper. So I have this, I believe it's the 30th anniversary Motorsport Auto body kit, which comes with this front bumper. It has some side skirts and a rear bumper. I also have a set of IMSA 3-inch wide body fenders that will go all the way around. But for right now, we're going to focus on getting this front bumper installed. Let me give you a little background on this. So I've already mocked this up a few times, and what I had to do was first take off the factory rubber surrounds that go around the metal part of that bumper. As you can see right now, it looks just like rusty with the turn signals in it. Take that off, and then you're supposed to collapse the shock absorbers that are inside that bumper. So you've got there's a screw at the end. You got to take that screw out, release the pressure, and then be able to push that bumper back so the new bumper will be able to sit on top of the metal part and then wrap around the front part of the fender. So let me show you that real quick. So if you can see right here, the new bumper sets flush on top of the old metal support. Slide this back. One of the things that we're going to have to do is kind of modify these openings a little bit to get those turn signals to fit more flush. Now, on my car, I have on this side, it seems like it fits pretty well. It snaps to the front bumper, the front fender really well. I just have a slight gap. I barely put my pinky in there, and it's pretty even all the way around. Now, when we move to the other side, so this fender's been replaced before, probably a couple times, and for some reason it's not lining up the same. It definitely doesn't snap to like the other one does. I think I'm going to have to pull this out to get that to fit better. I'm not exactly sure why that's not fitting. And here I was saying about the turn signals. There you go. Kind of have to get it to fit in there right. So if I move it up, I've got way more of a gap on this side. Even if I push it up, I still have at least an eighth of an inch more gap on this side than I do the other. So we'll have to figure that out. Another thing we're going to have to do, and I'm going to show you this here in a second, is figure out the clearance between the top of the bumper and the hood. So right now, I'll show you. If I try to open the hood, the way it sits, it makes contact with the bumper right there. So I don't know if we need to lower it. I don't think we can move it forward because, as I was telling you earlier, it snaps into place with this front fender perfectly right now. So if we move it forward, it'll completely ruin that. I don't know if pressing it down is going to help. just a hair. So right here, you probably can't tell, but I could clear it on this side. It will not clear in the center, but it will clear right here on the passenger side. So I'm thinking we just need to remove some material right here in the center to create that gap big enough to open the hood. As I was sitting there explaining that to you, I had an idea, and I actually checked the gap on the hood. I think what I can do is I can move the hood forward towards the windshield, and then I'll close this gap right here. I have about at least a 1/4 inch gap between the hood and the cowl. That'll create a larger gap by the headlight bucket. And the other headlight bucket, these will be off just a bit. Let's try that first. Let's slide the hood at least 1/8 of an inch forward or towards the rear and see if that helps. Alright, let's check this out. So I effectively moved the hood up about 1/8, 3/16 of an inch. I did that on both sides. So now we'll close the hood. Better get that socket out of the way. Alright, so now our gap is way closer than it was before. The headlight bucket is not too far off, but it's not as flush as it was before, both sides. Okay. Alright, let's get this bumper slid back on. Alright, let's check it out. See how lucky we get. Oh, and it clears. It clears. How close are we? We are probably a 1/16 away from the nose of that clearing. Let me show you. Alright, so I left the factory brackets on there. I don't know if you can see. Let's try and. So my idea is I'm going to get some kitty hair and glass those in as part of the bumper. That way this whole lip will be bonded to the metal part. Alright, so let me show you. See how it just barely clears. Okay. I think that's going to work though. Alright, so our next step is we're gonna get inside here and we're gonna work on making some brackets that extend from this fender down to the body kit and see if we can't get it to bolt on. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to make an L bracket that comes through here, and it comes down, and it will attach at least this bottom portion right here. So come up, attach, we'll put some countersink screws in here, come all the way up, and then mechanically fasten it back up here, and probably do some bracing and stuff right there as well. So maybe we can get it to actually bolt up to the bottom of this and have the bracket come down inside there. Alright, so I think that about wraps it up for today. Tomorrow I'll show you my progress.